Mix the old with the new, you got me. Are you smoking, are you sipping on codeine? I might be. Pink potion, hocus pocus, yeah. This some nice weed. Body moving in slow motion, I can't wear no tight jeans, yeah.
Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? Y'all rocking with y'all boy Ricky Prince right here on another episode of 109.3 Grams, the pull up. And today's episode is about oneness. Cause I think a lot of people don't forgot, man. Especially the people who wanna be conscious, act as saints, and those who put themselves on higher pedestals than others. I don't care what we're dealing with. I tell people all the time, man, you know, this life isn't about competition. If anything, it's about unity. It's about service of and for one another. And I think we get caught up in materialism. I think we get caught up in race. I think we get caught up in comparing our lives to others and our upbringings to others. And I think we allow too many people to influence us with their way of thinking, their teachings, and a system versus going within to gain pure knowledge and using experience to be our only and or main teacher. Because, you know, when you look at the rainbow, they are the same colors as the chakras. There are different colors, different shades from darker to light, or vice versa. But it is a form of hue, which is why mankind are referred to as humans, because we are all colorful beings. And we are all a part of the same spectrum, which comes from the same source, regardless of how you look at color when you're looking at other people and their race and their culture. At the end of the day, I don't care who's saying what or who's doing what. Those are your brothers and your sisters. All of them. Even the confused ones, the ignorant ones, the dumb ones. The ones who out to get you, the ones who always hating on you, the ones who love you then stab you in the back. Yup, all of them. And they probably really love you too. But somewhere along the lines, they having hang-ups based on some type of misconception that has a hold on them. And you know, some of us are smart, some of us are brilliant, some of us are intelligent. But at the end of the day, all of us are conscious. It's just different levels to consciousness. Some are on a very, very low vibration, some are in the middle, and some are on a very high vibration. But once again, we're still all one and we're still all brothers and sisters. That's why we all supposed to, that's why I say each one teach one. We all supposed to guide one another. But when you have a conflict and tension within the contrast of the energy, then you know, it's gonna throw a glitch in the matrix, which will erupt the song of harmony. And it keeps us from all singing the same song. And if it is the same song, then the two verses that's on it, the first verse is on one frequency and the other verse is on another. But we're all one, man. And we need to remember that. I don't care what religion it is, you know what I'm saying? All the messengers damn near had the same message. I don't care what color you are, race. This is not a race to the finish line of fortune and fame. Like, we understand that there is a such thing as prejudice. There is a such thing as hate. There is a such thing as envy. There is a such thing as control. And we all know there is a such thing as oppression. So we know that white supremacy does exist, but I am a firm believer that when you go within, everybody have the same potential, capability, and ability to have what is already ours. And we're just not tapping into it. And when it comes to our kind, my kind, we all know how royal and righteous we are. We just not remembering what's in our DNA. And we got access to a lot of tools, whether it's through other races, whether it's through other materials, raw materials. We are in the age of information, which is the age of Aquarius. So, I mean, even though you got to be sharp and up on game about what you're studying and researching, as long as you meditating and elevating, you know, your discernment, your third eye, all that good stuff gonna allow you to pick up on what's for you and what's not for you and what resonates within your spirit and what does not. My point is, the opportunity is always there. All of us got it, it's there. And if we put our minds together and put our hearts together, put our plans and our thoughts together instead of worry about trying to beat somebody to the punch or worried about hating on somebody and bringing somebody down because you knew them when they didn't have nothing. Let them people grow. And if you're proud of them, let them people know. Like, we are not in this game of life to be enemies, to go against one another, to pull each other down. That was never part of the plan. Somewhere along the line, we lost focus. And we're on this lower vibration of this so-called devil energy. Whether it exists or not, guess what? It's still a part of you and it's something that you can do. But what are you going to choose? Do you really want better? Because if you really want better, you would do better. We all know people going to persecute you when you change. We already know people going to throw stones when you change. But guess what? That's what the examples of all the great leaders showing us is going to happen. Do you got that much courage? How you got all this courage to throw your life away and to shit on your kids, but you ain't got all the courage in the world to live, beast, and stand for something, man? Or just do what's right. And when I say right, I ain't talking on a level of right and wrong based on perception. I'm talking about a level of right based on the laws of the universe, based on how it makes your soul feel, based on how it makes others feel without force. That's what I'm talking about. Righteousness, righteous endeavors, oneness, man. Remember that. Keep that in mind, though. Like, we are all one, each one teach one. And all of us make the world go round. We don't care who got all the money. We don't care who's in the lead right now when it comes to sports or music, who invented this, that, and the third. Man, we don't care because ain't nothing new under the sun, baby. There's enough money to go around for everybody. But what are you doing with your money? What are you saving? What are you investing? What are you catering to? What are you making better and more at ease for mankind? What are you doing? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself what really matters and act on that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of great leaders try to do whatever they could to bring races together, to stop the violence, to put men back up on their king shit again, you know, to stop beating on women, to stop downgrading women. Like, it's a lot of movements out there, and kudos and hats off to everybody that's trying. You know what I mean? All we can do is plant the seeds, man. But, you know, just know they there. Don't turn away and frown upon people who got a heart to try to get nature great again. That was good right there. Talk about make America great. Nah, man, make nature great again. For real. What makes you afraid of teaming up with your own brother? And I ain't talking about your brother like literally. I'm talking about your brother from another mother. Your brother from the same source energy. Especially if you know they can help you. Why not go to them? You know what I mean? Why judge a book by its cover before you go speak with them to try to get some information, some advice, or to see if you can link up with them? You know? Why feel like you gotta hold up some image or some lifestyle or whatever you want to call it because the people around you feel like this about a certain type of person, a certain type of race, a certain type of gang, or a certain type of way that a person is acting, basically gay or something, you know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, and what's not for you ain't for you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like you shouldn't try to push your thoughts, your beliefs, and all that off on other people either. True, it's okay to give them another way of looking at things. But let them decide which ride they want to take. Because we still going to meet up, or the information that we giving going to meet up somewhere along the line as long as you keep thirsty, because your cup going to get filled. Period. But working together is good, man. But sometimes we can't work together with other people even though we in this together because we choose the wrong people to work with. Or the wrong people come around disguised as the perfect people for us just to show us otherwise, because their intentions was not what they made us feel like they were in the beginning. You feel what I'm saying? So we peep game. Then it puts you in a state of mind where you don't want to trust people, you don't want to deal with people, you feel like you should work by yourself. And all that is cool, but regardless of, even if you're working by yourself, the stuff that you got going on may require people to do work for you, or duplicate things for you, or ship things to you, or whatever it may be. So even though they're not in your inner circle, they're still a part of your team because they're helping you make things happen. I don't care if it's Amazon. You know what I mean? Like, that's still your team if that's where you're getting things from and they shipping it to you and it's a part of your business or something like that. So you still got to be thankful and grateful for all the people in the world who share your dream, who share your passion, and who are helping you or was able to be in position to present something out there to the public that caught your attention that works for you. See, we gonna always be in this thing together. So you gotta watch what you speak over yourself and other people, because you don't wanna push away your blessings just because you're stressing. You know what I'm saying? Learn your lesson and keep expecting blessings. Dust yourself off and try again. You know what I mean? That's just like even in relationships. Just because somebody took you for granted, hurt your feelings, disrespected you and all that, that don't mean you gotta put up a wall when that relationship is over with. That don't mean you gotta shun away and don't trust other men and women because the last man or woman did you dirty. That was just them who didn't appreciate you. But what you need to do is learn how to be not so vulnerable, or learn how to be a little more vulnerable. Whichever one works for you based on your situations. But it's all you, baby. You know what I mean? People only do what we allow them to. You know what I mean? And we only do for ourselves what we allow. Sometimes we get in our own way, overthinking and thinking a little bit too much. But when you know that this is one big song that we all sing together, you find out what part you want in the song, and you work with everybody else and help them, even if they need it, to get their part in the song right. But it got the flow in harmony, in sync, 11-11 status, you feel me? I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for listening. Y'all know I'm going to keep hitting y'all with these raw, pure talks, but I don't want to overwhelm and fill y'all with too much, but let that soak in, let that sink in, and keep doing you, and stay true to you most definitely. But always love your neighbor. But watch your enemies, and keep your enemies close too. But don't forget to watch your homies and your family too, because people will switch up on you in a blink of an eye. And these are facts. Thank y'all. Pure talk.